जय गजानन गणेशाय नमस्तुभ्यं हेरम्बाय एकदन्तिनि वानन्दवासिनि तुभ्यं ब्रह्मणस्पतये नमः. Yesterday we were looking at Hiranyakashyapu, how he was killed by Mahavishnu, who assumed the Narasimha avatar. Now, here Hiranyakashyapu was the elder brother. In Vishnu Puran, it is mentioned as Hiranyaksha is the elder brother, Hiranyakashipu is the younger one. Here, Hiranyakashipu is the elder brother, mentioned as the elder brother. So Hiranyaksha is there. When Hiranyakashipu was killed, Hiranyaksha got angry at Narsimha and Devas in general, that how my brother was killed. So he waged war against the Devas, and he also went about destroying yajna karmas. Now, this was the first time this method was devised for killing or for reducing the power of the Devas. Now, Devas get their food from yajna karmas. The offerings made in the yajnas are conveyed by Agni to the respective devas according to the mantras chanted. The mantras mention the deva to whom or the deity to whom this particular offering is made, and accordingly Agni carries the offerings to the respective devas, and that is how they get their food. So this Hiranyaksha was the first one who discovered that the devas were getting their food in this manner. So the best way to reduce their power is to reduce the food, and so he started destroying yajna karmas. So when the food supply was interrupted, naturally they became weak. So when they became weak, all the devas, they went to Mahavishnu, and before they went to Mahavishnu, what this Hiranyaksha did was, he not only reduced the yajna karmas, but he also took that earth and took it to Patal Loka. He took the earth and went to Patal Loka and placed it there. Now, Patal Loka does not have any air or anything. It is an empty space. So he could place the earth there. Now, Devas and Munis were frightened, like they were worried actually, because earth is disappeared and they could not get food also, from because no yajnas was possible because earth was not there. So they went to Mahavishnu and to Vaikunta, and they prayed to Mahavishnu and said, "See, this Daitya Hiranyaksha has now created havoc." So that is how Vishnu took the avatar of boar. That is boar, Varaha avatar. It is called Varaha avatar, a bear, a big boar with a horn. And he went to Patal Loka, and with that, he fought with Hiranyaksha, and he lifted with his horn, that one horned bear, a boar, he lifted the earth and brought it to the surface, brought it above the oceans. Then, of course, Hiranyaksha did not leave just like that. He fought. He fought valiantly with the Devas and Mahavishnu also. And finally, Mahavishnu killed Varaha. Varaha. How he was killed? The Daitya was killed by at dusk with tusks. This Daitya also had bones, that he will not be killed by any other thing. He cannot be killed on land or air. In Patal Loka, there is no land or air. That is why he was able to be killed. He was killed by this Varaha avatar of Mahavishnu, and and the earth came up. Now, earth is Dharani. Dharani is another name for earth. Achyuta, in the form of Varaha, son of Dharani, reinstated earth to her original position. After reinstating the earth, this Varaha, Mahavishnu, he went to Mayuresha and began praying to Gananatha, and he settled down in Mayuresha. Now, in keeping with her feminine traits, this Prithvi, that is Dharani, who always expected dutifulness, she felt that this Varaha, he was Akshara Brahma. Akshara Brahma, he should be her husband. And so both of them, they went, Varaha avatar, that is of Mahavishnu, he was Akshara Brahma. And that is how that from Hiranyaksha, from that Akshara, because this Brahma killed that Akshara. Hiranya means gold. So gold and gold that is why he got another name Akshara Brahma. So Varaha, so Dharani wanted to marry Varaha or Akshara Brahma. They both went to Ganesha and prayed to Ganesha, and Ganesha manifested before them. He blessed them. Gananayaka blessed them, and they performed the Namaskara and sang the Samaveda Stotra for Ganesha. And they requested, please give both of us a place a place near you in Swanandaloka. Now, Mayureshwar or Morgaon is the Bhuswananda on earth. So they asked for a place in Swanandaloka. So Ganesha went to Surya and told Surya, O eminent one, grant Prithvi and Varaha a position on either of your side. That is Shuklagati. Shuklagati is the light path, the path of light. After death, you get the Shuklagati. So the both Varaha and Prithvi or Dharani were placed on either side of Surya. Surya consented to this command and granted a place to Devi Prithvi and Varaha on either side of Ganesha's head. So thus, this was the blessing that Gananatha gave to both of them. So thus ends the story of Hiranyaksha and the Varaha avatar. Then we come to again the story of lineage in Kashyapa Muni, or this of Diti, sons of Diti. Diti, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashyapu. Prahlada was the son of Hiranyakashipu. He was a devotee of Vishnu. After both Hiranyaksha died and Hiranyakashipu had died, Hiranyaksha also died. So the Daityas all got together and made Prahlada their king. Now, Prahlada, although he was devoted to Mahavishnu, he was a Daitya. He was a Rakshasa after all. He was born in the Rakshasa clan. But these Daityas were jealous that because Prahlada was a devotee of Mahavishnu, the Devas considered Prahlada to be their friend, unka ally. Just like some countries, the allies, some are friends, even though some are in some ways they may be enemies, but they also in another way they may be allies. So actually, Prahlada was an ally. Devas considered that Prahlada is our friend, but the Daityas knew that Prahlada is our king, so he will protect our interests. And Devas were enemies of the Daityas. So here, so they were a bit, they didn't like that their king was a friend of the Devas. After all, the Devas were the enemies of the Devas. The Daityas in general make it is just like supposing the whole of India considers Pakistan to be the enemy. But if the king or the prime minister considers Pakistan to be the friend, how it will be? It is just like that. Prahlada considered Devas to be the Devas considered Prahlada to be the friend, but the rest of the Daityas were thinking they are enemies. So the Daityas, what they did, Daityas instigated Prahlada Though one day Brahma decided to visit Prahlada. When they knew that Brahma was going to come, they instigated this Prahlada. And so when they instigated Prahlada, he didn't behave appropriately towards Brahma. Means he didn't receive him with honor and welcome him properly. Sort of he didn't give observe all protocols. Brahma got annoyed. After all, we are considering Prahlada to be an ally of Devas, and how is he behaving? So he cursed him. He just cursed Prahlada that you'll forget all your knowledge. You'll forget all what you learned about Vedas, whatever Narada taught, everything you forgot. And Brahmadeva returned to his place. Now Daityas were very happy. Prahlada had forgotten that he was a god or he was friend of God. He forgot all the Vedas. He forgot all the knowledge. He became like the Daityas. So Daityas went to attack the Devas. And they did not respect Vishnu or Shambhu, the chief of the Devas. That is, Prahlada did not respect Vishnu or Shambhu because he had forgotten that he forgot that he had a divine aspect to him because he was brought up by Narada. That he forgot totally. So Prahlada didn't behave properly. But somehow they were still, because they had a soft corner. After all, they felt that he was a devotee of Mahavishnu, so they tolerated him. The Devas tolerated Prahlada. Eventually, Devas assumed superiority, and with well help of Vishnu, they defeated all the Devas. So all the Daityas. But they kept Prahlada protected. Although the Devas knew now that he had forgotten, but still they had a soft corner for this Prahlada because he was once a devotee of Mahavishnu. So even though the Daityas attacked the Devas, they protected Prahlada and killed all the defeated, or I mean killed, or I mean they broke their arms and all that, destroyed the Daityas. And but Prahlada was reinstated as their king in Patala. One day, a great Ganapatya, Maharshi Gritsamada came to visit Prahlada. Still, because Prahlada was considered a devotee of Mahavishnu, great, and because of Prahlada, Narsimha Avatar came about and Hiranyakashyapu had died. So even rishis still visited Prahlada. So Maharishi Gritsamada visited Prahlada, and Prahlada, he had realized that he had forgotten. So he had regained a little bit of his consciousness. So he received this Gritsamada Rishi well. He did a Pada Puja and with due devotion. And he says, "It is my blessing that I am able to be able to have darshan of your holy feet. Otherwise, I had lost all my knowledge. Now, please bless me and give me the knowledge. I know that I have sinned some way, but I'm with your darshan. I know that I feel blessed. So please, O Yogindra, remove the curse upon me from Brahma by Vidhi. And I was influenced because of these daityas, and otherwise I was not having that kind of a attitude. So it was these daityas who influenced me, and because of them, I got into bad habits of wine, women, and I became bereft of the wisdom and developed a hatred toward devas. So I kept planning their destruction, and these devas were continuously instigating me. That is why I had to lead them to wage a war against the devas. Oh Mahamuni, with your darshan of your holy feet, now my that curse seems to have been removed. I'm getting clarity. Please bless me with full knowledge. Oh great yogi, please impart me the knowledge and sail me across this ocean of samsara. Please accept me as your disciple, O Jagadguru. So Mudgalacharya is narrating this story to Daksha Prajapati. So he says, when Prahlada requested in this manner, Maharishi Gritsamada was pleased. He said, Prahlada, listen, I'm imparting you this highest knowledge, which will grant you peace. It is the knowledge of Ganesh Yoga. O Lord of Daityas, Why you forgot was the powerful demon, Madasura, the arrogance. The demon of arrogance has occupied your heart. He's sitting in your heart. That is why you were behaving like that. Hence, O Lord, you should sing bhajans of Ekadanta. Now, Ekadanta had killed this Madasura. Madasura was just like Matsarasur. Madasur, that is arrogance or ego, pride, was a demon, an embodiment of this quality of arrogance, pride, excessive pride of self. He was killed by Ekadanta. But Ganesha took the avatar as Ekadanta and had killed Madasur. So Grutsamada Rishi says, now that soul of that major part of that Madasur is sitting in your heart. That is why you are not getting the knowledge, you are being influenced by him. So listen to the story of how Ekadanta, Ganesha, killed Madasur. So he goes to narrate the story of Madasur. Mudgalacharya is narrating the story of incarnations of Gajanana to Daksha Prajapati, his disciple, who is before him. So, O Lord, heeding to the request of Prahlada, Gritsamada happily, Mudgalacharya is telling Daksha, Gritsamada happily narrated the legend of Ekadanta to this Prahlada about how Ekadanta had killed Madasur. So Gritsamada is saying to Prahlada, listen to the story of how the Siddhi bestowing legend of Ekadanta fully. Listen to me carefully. One day, one Rakshasa entered the ashram of Muni Bhrigu. Bhrigu Muni, this Rakshasa entered his ashram. At that time, Bhrigu Muni had gone to the forest to collect samida. Samida are dried sticks which are offered into the yajna karmas. For yajna karma, those sticks are required. So he has gone to collect those sticks. This Rakshasa, when he saw this Bhrigu Muni had gone and his wife Suloma was alone in the ashram, he entered the ashram. Seeing her, he asked, are you Suloma, Bhrigu Muni Bhrigu's wife? She said, yes. Your father, king, her father was a king. He had promised to give his daughter to me in marriage. But this Bhrigu Muni, he somehow has came forward and he solicited your hand, and that is how you have become his wife. Actually, you're my wife. Your father had promised to give you to me. This is what this Rakshasa comes and tells this Suloma. So now what I'll do is I'm going to kidnap you and take you away. You're not the wife of Bhrigu Muni. So when Suloma was frightened now, what is this fellow coming from all of a sudden and telling all these stories? So the Rakshasa said, now if you take away, somebody should be witness, no, that you are that you have that I have taken you away and that you are my wife. So that Agni in the ashram, normally in ashrams of munis, there is always a permanent lamp which is lit. Agni is always there. Continuously it will be burning. It will never be extinguished. It will be continuously burning. So this Rakshasa address that Agni. He tells this Agni, see, if what I am telling is true, O mighty Agni, listen to what I am saying. Is this lady, Suloma, my wife or Bhrigu Muni's wife? You be the witness that king had promised. Now, Suloma was not believing. So he's telling Agni, you are the Sakshi. You tell now whether I am really the king had offered her hand to me, or whether she is the actual wife of Brugumuni. So now Agni was frightened because he knew he was the truth, and he was also afraid of being cursed. So how why this? So when the Rakshasa was insistent, this Agni replied. When see how this Agni cleverly replies diplomatically. You can say how what is diplomacy? You must tell the truth also. At the same time, you should protect yourself in when you're and your interests also. That is when an ignorant person asks a query, if the one who knows the answer fails to communicate the truth, he will be considered sinful. Means झूठ क्या है मालूम है, सच भी क्या है मालूम है, अगर मालूम होते हुए झूठ सच सच नहीं बताते हो तो यू विल बी सिंफुल, मीन्स पाप किया है. Therefore I shall tell you the truth. अगर मेरे को सब he knows what is the truth, so but if I don't tell the truth, if I tell something false, then I'll be sinful, so I'll tell you the truth. Therefore, so how he says is, it is true that king promised to wed his daughter to you. Was such what that Rakshasa was said was the truth. Therefore, as per the Shastras, you were entitled to be her husband. So if I have said the truth, I have not done a sin. Okay, now so he has saved himself. Now I've told the truth, but I have not committed a sin, so you cannot curse me. But he says, it continues, he says, any father should never promise his daughter in marriage. Somebody A father should not promise a daughter in marriage to give somebody if that is not possible. O Asura, you must also remember this. If a promise is made, it should be honored. The one who breaks the promise will commit a sin. In such a circumstance, if the daughter is given in marriage to somebody else, that daughter is not sinful. She is the wife of Bhrugumuni. So now she is Bhrugumuni's wife. If you take her, that is a sin. See how cleverly he traps that Rakshasa himself. Oh, Asura, do not kidnap her as she is another man's wife. Got this? So this is how diplomatically Agni saved himself also at this, because he was afraid of, because the Rakshasa is powerful. He will do anything. So he was at the same time he told what is the truth. He ignored the advice of Agni. Now this Rakshasa, of course, he ignored the advice of Agni. He didn't bother. He just kidnapped Suloma and went away. Sulama was trying to wriggle from his hands, trying to escape from his, but she fainted. She fell unconscious. At that time, Suloma was pregnant with Bhrugumuni's son. Now that Bhrugumuni's son, he came out of the womb. He birthed himself out of the womb when this Rakshasa was carrying Suloma, kidnapping her. So this boy comes out of the womb, fights the Rakshasa, and kills him, reduces him to ashes. Now, see, this child may be small, but it was Bhrugumuni's powers which was manifesting through the sun. So Bhrugumuni had all yogic powers. He was a yogindra. He had all yogic powers. So in the womb, a child has all the knowledge. It is when we come out of the womb in the normal birthing process that we forget. We are made to forget, and then we have to relearn. Now this boy came out in an emergency situation, and so he remembered everything. He had all the powers of reducing a person to ashes as a yogindra, and he reduced this Rakshasa to ashes. That fellow died. Then Suloma, after she regained consciousness, she took her son and they went back to the ashram. Suloma was in deep sorrow and was also fearful of all these things which had happened. Just then, Bhrigumuni returned from the forest. He had collected the Samhita. She wept and told Bhrigumuni everything, the whole events, what had happened. Listening to it, the yogi became furious. He became like Rudra himself. His eyes were red. He said to Agni, O Lord of fire, I am giving you a curse. You are ignorant and sinful. You will devour anything. You will swallow up everything that is offered to you. That Bhrigu Muni cursed Agni that whatever is given to you, you will simply swallow it. That means whatever is that power or that Agni which was conveying the food to the Devas, that power was withdrawn because of this curse. So all what he had consumed, whatever is offered into him, he would be swallowing it, gobbling it up. So then he consoled after that, after pronouncing this curse on Agni, because that Agni, because of what he said, that fellow was able to take her away. So then he praised his son for having killed that Rakshasa, protecting his mother. And and he pacified Suloma, his wife. And since this boy had slipped from the womb, means he had birthed himself out of the womb, which is known in Sanskrit, the word is called chut, which is fallen from the womb. And he was called, he was that boy became famous as Chavana Rishi. Later on, he became the Chavana Rishi. Um, Yogi Bhrigu, along with his wife and son, then after lived happily. We will see what happens to this Agni, how this Agni was redeemed from the curse in the next chapter. For now, this concludes the 39th chapter. 30th chapter was the killing of Hiranyaksha by Varaha avatar of Mahavishnu, and 39th chapter is that of birth of Chavana Rishi. This is of the second Khand of the Purana Upanishad, Srimad Mudgal Puran. Gather all your thoughts and mind, your attention and awareness to yourself. Relax into your body. See that your feet are firmly planted on the floor, spine erect, eyes gently closed. The nice smile bring your attention to your breathing. Count 1 to 10 as you inhale and 1 to 10 as you exhale. Increase the count to 1 to 11. Increase the count to 1 to 12. Increase the count to 1 to 13. You may not be able to inhale to the count of 13 fully, but keep till you finish the count. Do not exhale before you finish the count. Inhale to the count of 13 and exhale to the count of 13. Your inhalation may finish by 10, but keep counting till you finish 13 before you begin your exhalation. Because your lung capacity may be till 10. Now bring all your attention to your belly button. Continue breathing without counting, but keep the rhythm of breathing slow and long. Bringing your attention to your navi, pull your navi inwards to touch the back, towards your spine. It need not touch. Pull it inwards towards your spine. And exhale. Inhale again and then do the same thing, pulling your belly button towards the back, towards your spine. Not necessarily straight backwards, but in a diagonal way, in a slanted way towards the back. Keep breathing. Do not forget to breathe. Breathe in, then pull your belly button towards the back. And as you exhale, release slowly. Can you feel your breath becoming warmer as you exhale? For reference, you can have the picture of Ramdev Baba pulling his stomach inwards. The exercise stimulates the Jataragni, the fire in your belly. That's why you feel the warmth in your breath as you exhale. Do it slowly, don't hurry up. Slowly relax and come to normal breathing. You can already feel the warmth in your body, the warmth in the blood as it flows. can activate the lower chakras in this manner, also by doing Kapalbhati, where you do this breathing fast. I can do for a beginning up to a count of 30, 40, 50, and go up to 100 in one stroke. Continuous breathing in and out by drawing the belly button inwards and outwards. This stimulates all the nerves in the body through increased blood circulation and flushing out all the toxins from the belly, which gets released into the blood and is carried to the lungs and exhaled as you breathe out. The blood, the veins carries with it this impurities, which is released by the capillary action in the lungs and through exhalation. All these gases are thrown out, which may be in circulation in the blood. This increases your power of immunity, purification of the blood, and better circulation. Continue to breathe with a count of 1 to 10. Now bring your attention to your center heart at the sternum. Although your heart may be one, it is a pumping station that is one, but the energy centers at the heart are three: left heart, center heart, and right heart. Bring your attention to your center heart. This is the seat of love, compassion, the seat of courage, the seat of fear as well. Fear is absence of courage, not necessarily fear. The fear is the energy center of fear is in your kidneys. Person who is fearful will have kidneys affected. But the source of courage, the opposite of fear, is in the center heart. The energy center of the left heart is that of the spirit. That of attachment. Come back to your center heart. The energy center on the right heart is that of detachment. This is the center that is caused due to detachment of relationships. When you have a weak relationship with your father or mother or anyone, it is this right heart that gets affected. The energy center, the right heart. Particularly with that of your father. Come back to the center heart. Feel a glow of light. Allow that light to expand to cover the entire heart region. Let that beautiful light expand to cover your whole body. It's like a huge ball of light, and you're sitting comfortably inside it, protected on all sides by the warmth of that light. Chintamani, the knower of that light, the knowledge, is right at the center, experiencing everything that you undergo, all your joys, all your sorrows. He is that essence of knowledge, the knower of that knowledge, the essence of the very knowingness. Nice deep breath, fill your heart with full of prana vayu, let it all extend all around you. Let the energy spread. From within to the world around you. Slowly bring your attention to your breathing. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Rub your hands together. Cup your palms, place it on the eyes. Gently rub your eyes and open your eyes when you're ready.